breathe. But if you don't hate me, then why would you break me? Feel it in my bones. I'm about to lose control. Only so much I'm taking. So
Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a lovely day.
baby, a storm is coming. You better heed the one and pray. Don't
My apologies.
run away, away, away,
Away, away, away. Oh yeah, I rebooted. I'm like, why is my voice as quiet as it is? Let me save this. Save. Okay. I'm probably gonna do a little bit of we fighting the dim by now. You're gonna fight. I'm so tired of like 99% of the articles I read about Palworld being uninformed douchebags being like, this game is decidedly created by AI. And I'm like, tell me you don't know anything about game production without telling me you don't know anything about game production, because guarantee it, you don't know what you're talking about if you're saying that this was generated by AI. You can't just tell an AI to just give you a game. It doesn't work that way. If you tell them to give you 3D models, it will not work. It can barely make pictures. So if you want to say, here's a distinct possibility. Potentially, they typed prompts into, say, one of those art things, and it pooped out like this description of a Pikachu, yellow rodent with a long tail with a lightning bolt on the end of it. And looked at the generations and went, that one looks far enough away from Pikachu for us to understand it. Thing is, if I was asked to make a Pikachu clone, I'd probably make something similar. It's a big round rat with a lightning bolt at the end of its tail. It's yellow and black. So why wouldn't it look like that? Well, if they were purchased, aren't they doing the very thing that big companies don't fucking do?
Fuck.
Big companies that take that shit, edit one pixel, and call it a fucking day. Yeah, after playing it for a bit, I was like, what here could be generated? And it makes sense, the assets do make sense, because I remember thinking when I was in that mushroom spore area thing, that it definitely felt like a slightly different art style, but I liked it. I was just like, this is still really cool. Maybe they just had someone else do this asset. They did have someone else do that asset. Makes sense now. But they paid for it! Unlike, companies that have absolutely no scruples and will not pay for that shit. They'll just fucking take it, iterate off it, and then, if they get called out about it, they'll be like, we get inspired by all sorts of things. Don't know what you're talking about.
Fuck.
Right? I've seen, like, okay, let's go to something that clearly predates Let's go back to the 1980s for a hot fucking second here.
Fuck.
So these are precious moments. Now are you telling me that these sheep rip off Pokemon too? Really? Oh, let's look at Precious Moments deer. Oh, this should be awesome. I'm sorry, did Precious Moments back in the 1980s rip off Mudsdale, or, you know, the pre-evolution of Sawsbuck? Uh-oh. Nintendo, you're in trouble. Let's type in another precious moment here. Precious moment kitten. Uh-oh. Looks like Nintendo's in trouble. Cute kitten with little eyeballs. Whatever shall we do? Why, this looks like a half-dozen Pokemon. That could be Esper. Is that Nintendo stealing stuff? Yeah, sorry, you're right. Stantler. That was what I was looking for. Is this 1980s nostalgia bullshit cat the inspiration behind Esper? Could be! Oh, how about this one? Here's one that definitely showed up in Pokemon. Excuse me? Is that not either Metapod or Caterpie? Did Nintendo rip off Caterpie from a glowworm? I'm just saying. Stolen! Stolen! Green and yellow! Worm shape! Oh, here's some of the glowworms from the show. Look at that! We have a Ladybah, and the pre-evolution of Cricketune. All stolen assets. Nintendo, what you doing? Oh, how about this one? How about this one? Let's take a look at the Popples. I'm gonna say that looks kind of like Pikachu. Let's see if we can find a yellowish one. Oh, my sister had this one. I don't know. They're kind of round and fluffy and have pointy ears. That could definitely be a half-dozen things. Like, oh, wait, a blue one would be like a Azurimaril, right? Look at that. So can we relax on things that take inspiration from other things? Because we probably should be relaxing a bit on these things. Let's see, what other ones can I think of just off the top of my head that look like Pokemon? And these are all from the 80s, so they predate Pokemon. Let's see. I mean, there's the obvious Care Bears. But we can actually put in the cousins, who are from the 80s as well. There's a picture of... Oh, that's people doing creepy art. There we go. So there's some of the cousins. That's not Chimchar? You're telling me that's not Chimchar right there? You're telling me that's not the pre-evolution of Empoleon? I'm just saying. So, the very concept of You know, Pokemon owns these things. No, the 1980s owns these things. The 1980s created this shit first. But what other ones could we throw in here? Let's see. Oh, I know. Flutter ponies. Those will have skinny enough legs. I'm shocked it didn't actually bring up any images from somehow that didn't actually type in Flutter? Here we go. I don't know. Long-legged ponies with, like, long hair. That isn't very pony-like at all. That's definitely not Ponyta or anything like it. No. Oh, here we go. Here's one that I'm thinking of. Strawberry shortcake pets. So here we have a pink kitty, like Skitty, and a brown dog with green ears. That sounds very, very similar to stuff. Here's some of the toys. How is that not Butterfree? These toys were so amazing. They were some of my fucking favorite fucking toys. The plastic was infused with scent. So like instead of smelling like shit plastic, they would smell like whatever they're supposed to smell like. But yeah, these are people with companion pets that look like them. Uh-oh, Nintendo, what you doing? Stealing those ideas too. So, I don't think any of those are a reach as to stuff that could have easily inspired the original artists. Because of course it would. Because that stuff was ever fucking present at the time when the first Pokemon were being designed. Yeah, scent-infused plastic. Make you sniff that plastic. Getting high off that strawberry shortcake. Oh yeah. I had... What did I have? Was it a Huckleberry Finn? I think my brother had a Huckleberry Finn. Oh, I had blueberry... Was it blueberry pie? Yeah, I think it was blueberry pie.
Hopeless, defeated, holding on to something I've needed. I'm looking for a reason, finding all you're wanting a demon. Helpless, defeated, holding on to something I've needed. I'm looking for a reason, finding all you're wanting a demon. And you took it all away from me. And you took it all away.
Feel the time. Feel the time. Feel the time. Feel the time. You said that you've been lonely, makes you cold as ice. Hard to get to know me, but better than the lies. No way I'd let you slip by. No way
The massive Chromie commission.
I'd say bye.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
Said there ain't no reason, but I sit here every day, waiting for the moment I won't feel like I should stay. No way I'd let you slip by. No way I'd let you say bye. Can we watch it fade
Fade away.
Can we
Let it fade, fade away.
we'll take it day by day.
Run away, little girl! That's what I'm talking about!
Ah! Thank you so much for the hydrate and for the resub. I need Discord.
Trying to be patient, but running out of time. No way I'd let you slip by. No way I'd let you say bye. You said there ain't no meaning, I just wanna understand. Everything that led us here, the teardrops when I hold your hand.
What the fuck's going on?
No
Let you slip by. Okay, Discord.
can we watch it fade away?
Me killing frickin' Discord just so I can actually get it open. There it goes. Oh, messages. fade away. There we go. Discord.
See it on my face, I made up my mind. Not another day, you're on borrowed time. Let me get away, yeah I'm running, yeah I'm running. So love me or leave me, I'm standing alone. Can't shake a feeling that lives.
Close that. Chromies, chromies. Feel it rising up, then I push it down. Saying you're in love, I could go without. Let me get away. It's over now, it's over now. So love me or leave me, I'm standing alone. Can't shake a feeling that lives in my bones. Lie to me, tell me you wish that you could, but nothing you gave me is worth what you took. Walk away, don't look. Baby, when I'm gone for good. Baby, when I'm gone for good. When everything falls apart, sing a bullet right through my heart. Walk away, don't look. Baby, when I'm gone for good. Then get up, get dressed before work's off my list. What's left to do, just guess. It's you, my favorite, but I wanna taste you and feel you shake, raising an earthquake. Can't push the brakes when a rush hits. We're going in, we're going in. You keep me biting my cheek, year after year. Only gets better, I'm weak in the knees. We hit the sheets, you on my lips, I'm feeling the heat. That's all I need. Hi, Alien San. Okay, I wasn't wrong about that. I was like,
When a day's gone, we've only begun. That's the best part. When we get it on, I'm addicted, no denying it. Cause you don't cross my mind, you live in it. I wanna taste you and feel you shake, raising an earthquake. Can't push the brakes fix when a rush hits. We're going in, we're going in. You keep me biting my cheek, year after year. Only gets better, I'm weak in the knees. We hit the sheets, you on my lips, I'm feeling the heat. That's all I need.
I'm about to get 30. Your last one need you 30. Now you get yourself a freaking little dude. In the mood 24/7, 16 out 11. So you're making it, but I'ma just stop. Stop for a moment. Do you really think that I'ma fuck you while I'm sober? I'm not. Taking Uber to your hotel. Eating like a local, but you're calling back while I shut down.
You keep me biting my cheek, year after year. Only gets better, I'm weak in the knees. We hit the sheets, you on my lips, I'm feeling the heat. That's all I need. That's all I need.
Still got a hold on me.
Even without you here. Still got a hold on me. Even without you here. Hold on me. Even without you here. This is the comic book for the Chromies. These are super rough sketches because I only did thumbnails. Well, William did thumbnails, or Emma did thumbnails? Emma did thumbnails. Emma did some thumbnails for these a while back, and now I am filling up the sketch with more random stuff. Oh, palette, a palette would work. Even without you here. Still got a hold on me. When your drawing mentorship starts, ask questions. I will answer. Even without you here. Still got a hold on me. Even without you here. Right now, monkey. What would you like to know about drawing? It's hard to mentor someone when they won't ask questions about what they want to learn how to draw. Go get you a skeleton. It's much easier to learn how to connect all these things when you actually know what the underlying anatomical structure looks like. Want somebody with a booty? Oh, we're gonna draw something for the head. We're gonna draw something for a rib cage. We're gonna draw something for a booty. I'll put sticks off of the. Oh my god. Shoulders. And then we'll just put circles for the hands. Why not? Lol. But don't think about connecting them. It's all one structure. But try and start with an emphasis on getting your proportions right. So if you're gonna draw a person, halfway down their body is their hips. They got a head. Halfway down that line is hips. And then feets. But that's where the hips are. Well, you know the feet's attached there. I draw booty. Draw rib cage. Arms. Arms at their longest go halfway down the hip. If you're not talking about a normal proportion for a human being. Feet. Ta-da! A people. But exercise on perspective? Well, did you ever do an art class where they taught you how to do 2-point perspective? So like where you have those vanishing points. You might remember it and being like, yeah, I don't fucking remember how to do that. Draw a square. Get your piece of paper. Draw 2 dots. And connect them on a horizon line. And then just draw some random lines that all go back to each dot. And then connect those dots along those lines. Ta-da! A house. So mess with that. Like, generally speaking, the best way to learn how to draw is to draw it, and then ask, like, instead of being like, oh, here's the best advice I can give anybody who wants to start learning how to draw. It's a quote from Chuck Jones, the guy who created Bugs Bunny, along with a couple other people, but he's generally credited with creating Bugs Bunny. Is like, people always ask him how he learned to draw so well. And he said, well, my dad owned a paper company when I was a kid. Like, he worked at a paper company, and he always would bring home lots of extra paper. Like, paper that had been printed on the wrong way, or just didn't turn out well. So he always had tons and tons of paper around. And he would draw all over all of it. He's just like, so don't think of what I can do as drawing well. I've just gotten more bad drawings out of me, and you need to get those bad drawings out of the way in order to start drawing something that you like. And also, whenever you do draw something good, hooray, you did it. You did a good one. But if the next one you draw sucks entirely, that's just another bad drawing you had to get out of the way in order to get to another good one. And the more bad drawings you make, the better your art becomes, and the more likely that you will start seeing good ones in the future. You see, I'm drawing really sketchy here. Each of these lines is wrong, but I'm just putting down the gist of what I need to have here. Because this is like a refueling station and a whole bunch of stuff, so like, well, it's probably gonna have to have some signage. Probably, like a stop and go sign, maybe. And am I drawing in perspective? I'm kind of drawing in perspective. It isn't perfect, but sure, shit doesn't need to be, especially since most of this will be actually quite dark and hard to see. I don't know if this Chromie was actually hauling anything, but it doesn't really matter. A lot of this stuff is just here to show off the lights in the situation. And I know that this is a dome. I think I want it to be further away. Another big thing is to just not get too attached at all, ever, to anything you draw. Which I find difficult. Don't doubt that I don't find that impossible and hard. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I'm going to put that one in front. I don't understand it. Okay. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Understand it.
Have you ever seen this?
Have you ever felt that?
It's a feeling so unheard. When every time I hear
Your voice. Your voice.
when every time I when every time I hear your voice, like my feelings are not sure. And every time I hear
Your voice.
I wish I could remember. All I want is
Yeah, the biggest and most important thing about art is that it's a skill. It's not a talent, it's a skill.
just make me
It's something you practice and get better at. It is not in any way something that people magically are great at to start. And so don't uphold every single sketch you do to be okay, because it won't be. And to be fair, it shouldn't be. That would be an unreasonable expectation. So don't expect miracles, and you won't be disappointed when there ain't miracles. You're literally watching me sketch and resketch the same thing over and over again. That's because I'm not satisfied with the way things are looking. Does that mean I need to scrap the entire thing, give up, and cry in a corner? I mean, I could, but it wouldn't be very productive. I think I do. I think I do want to have. Just like the bad girl, let me say. Yeah, that's that girl, let me do the test.
Now she's just a mad girl, laying on your chest. Let her go out with it, go up and down with it. You're just like the bad girl, in there she's the best. Easy with the sad girl, she'll put you to the test. Now she's just a mad girl, laying on your chest. Let her go out with it, go up and down with it. Girl, she's the best. Go out with it, up and down with it. You're just like the girl, she's the best. Go out with it, up and down with it. You're just like the bad girl. You're just like the bad girl. I get addicted to the wrong things. You come along searching for one thing. One need of you and then I'm out here feeling alive. I'm out here feeling alive. You're just like the bad girl. You're just like the bad girl. You're just like the bad girl. In there she's the best. Easy with the sad girl. She'll
Put you to the test. And it's just a bad girl.
laying on your chest.
Go up and down with it. Go up and down with it.
You're just like the bad girl. In there she's the best. Easy with the sad girl. She'll put you to the test. Now she's just a mad girl. Laying on your chest. Let her go out with it. Go up and down with it. Girl, she's the best. Go out with it. Up and down with it. You're just like the girl. She's the best. Go out with it. Up and down with it. You're just like the bad girl.
There'd definitely be some engines. Oh yeah, another thing that I think a lot of people need to relax on a lot is reference. Michelangelo literally stole corpses, okay? Leonardo da Vinci, sorry, I should say, Leonardo da Vinci stole corpses, okay? He stole corpses to draw them. Like, you really think that someone held their hands still for him to draw over and over again? Really? You think that wasn't literally the hand of a corpse? Because it totally was. He wanted to learn how to draw a hand. So he used the corpse. Nowadays we don't, you know, go out and look for corpses. One thing you should do is, if you like, one of the things I drew a while back, well, me and William labbed on a while back, was it was like this upshot picture of a guy with abs, which we've never drawn before. So I just typed in upshot picture muscular man and found dozens of pictures from that angle. And I looked and I looked until I found all of the various pictures of all the various things. We don't? No, it's frowned upon, generally speaking. Plus, you know, burials cost so much these days. Grim. So don't be shy and don't be worried about going out and don't just use one picture. That's a trick that a lot of people fall into. Don't just use one picture. You may as well trace it at that point, and you should not trace when you're trying to use reference. You should be trying to figure out what the underlying anatomy is doing. What's that pelvis doing? What's that ribcage doing? What's the ribcage look like underneath the skin there? Because I'm telling you, the difference between a ribcage when it's facing forward, it's a little frowny face, ribs, clavicles, and whatnot. Looks very unhappy. But when you're actually looking at someone who's tilting backwards, you actually see underneath and the bottom part of that rib cage. Which means even if you're putting flesh on this thing, abses, it's gonna go, you're gonna have that rib cage, but it's also going to be already starting to curve back up on either side. Those pectoral muscles are going to be curved this way. Well, you should learn to draw, learn skeletal structures. The better you are at figuring out what the underlying anatomy is doing, the better and more likely you will be to be able to draw things from an angle. You need to visualize. You don't actually need to skin anybody. You need to visualize what that looks like. Even if it's a fat character. A lot of people think that, oh, I'll draw a fat character, they're just a blob. Well, they still got skeleton. So let's do the same thing again. We're gonna draw a reclining fat person. We're still gonna look directly at that skeleton curving backwards. They're still going to admit that the person has muscles underneath. All this is gonna get covered up by flab eventually, but that doesn't matter when you're first drawing the initial sketch. Because each of these things is a landmark that you need to know where it is on their body. So now we're gonna make them fat, right? So, well, here, we'll put in an arm even. Arm! Now, fat usually hangs off the back of the arm. It usually rolls here, but it'll roll once, right? It'll roll here. And we got that belly. We got a little bit of a kata situation going on here, depending on how fat the person is. Flabby arms, a big gut, still showing Is that a fat person? Yes. Is they still showing their spine? Yes. Can you still see the edges of their rib cage? That's where the fat folds. Right at the edge of that rib cage. Right at the edge of those hips. You'll have to skin someone to check it yourself. I mean, not recommended. You didn't hear it from me. I mean, when we were learning to draw skeletons, because when I was in whatchamacallit, animation college, in the animation program, we did a lot of
Your song in my YouTube video, yeah, I'll credit you in that. Nice one.
For our learning how to draw the skeleton, we had models that were very, very, very thin. So you could see where those bones were. Because we would do a live, like we would be sitting there doing live like nude art, right? We've got ye old model standing there doing some weird pose or other. You know? And they'd be very, very thin, so you could actually see, like, yep, there's a whole damn skeleton in there. But we weren't allowed to draw their muscles. We were only allowed to draw the underlying skeletal structure.
I got this new anime.
So we would draw
Basically,
these really
this high
skinny
school girl,
models
except she's got
as
huge boobs.
skeletons.
I mean, some serious hunkers. A real setup of donkers. Packing some Doban hunkeros. Massive the hunka bankaloos. Big old Tanhangera cougars. What happens next? Transfer student shows up one day with even bigger Bankhanaga hoops. Humongous hungalonga no logangas.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
So we would actually just sit there and draw the actual skeleton. Instead of drawing the model, we draw a skeleton in the same pose as the model. Which, at one point in time, I did actually ask one of these terrifically skinny models if they were really upset by this. And they're like, I mean, it's helping artists learn and we get paid a lot, so I don't really care. But, I mean, it's weird to think that on a certain level, the answer to the question is, this is what's happened to you. You are a skeleton now. Is a bit cursed. And then that was the first year we had to learn bones. Second year we had to learn muscles. So we would have to draw models with their muscles articulated on the skeleton. Super fun. It was one of the things I really actually liked about And again, this is just a super rough sketch to kind of show where I want stuff. The final sketch will not look that much like this. Because again, most of this is going to be in a dark area. I just need to put some shapes in here so that with the light source being where it is, will actually show up and be interesting. When somebody was talking to you? Other than think about what was I talking about? I don't remember. Was it when I was talking about nude models and drawing them as skeletons and seeing their reaction to being drawn as a skeleton, and their response was, 20 bucks is 20 bucks, basically? They got paid a lot more than that, but still, 20 bucks is 20 bucks.
I'm gonna be better than you thought. I promise I won't jealous. You don't deserve it all. I'm gonna be better. Let's talk about.
I mean, I hear that, but at the same time, that's kind of the work that you can get when you're specifically doing, like, getting into modeling. And it's not naked models, they're nude models. And there's a lot of safeties, like, and rights that you have as a nude model. Like, for instance, you have a right to a heater, you have a right to, pose only in the ways you wish to pose. Nobody's allowed to touch you. No one's allowed to talk to you while you're posing. Also, everybody in the class who's there needs to be drawing. I had a lot of respect for our models. They were all really good. Pretty sure I saw someone get kicked out for trying to chat up a model. But you do you, boo. I'm sure that'll go off well for you. Actually, you're not allowed to turn your art around and show it to them. Like I said, there's a lot of restrictions in place. Like, for instance, the model does not have to look at anybody's art, and does not have to talk to any of the artists. And, like, they walk in, they do their thing, they leave. Extreme no contact. Just like you wouldn't expect a bowl of fruit to talk to you. You should not expect the nude model to talk to you. The just the sexy eye it is. Pretty sure you could get in shit for being leering at a fucking model, but, you know. Like I said, you do you, boo. Just don't expect to stay long in the class, because you're gonna get kicked out. Yeah. I was just about to say the same thing! Also, if you hear the fruit bowl talking to you, see a doctor, just in case. Feeling weak, feelings are inside, wake you up out of my of memories against your true face.
Take your own method, looking for the one who's trying to be perfect, yeah. You will try to match it.
Well, the thing is, think about it this way. If a model's gonna do a pose, they have to physically hold that pose, and especially for an animation class, you can't hold that pose for long. Think about trying to swing a baseball bat, and at the very extension of hitting with that bat, you're gonna have a model standing there in that position. They're standing there for 5 fucking minutes, if you're lucky. Might be a minute-long pose. In a minute, you've got to draw their entire body. Good luck doing that and still managing to do the sexy eye, because you've got to get all of those drawings into your prof. Like, if you want to flunk, go nuts, but you're gonna flunk. Like, time is right for fever. And on method, kind of ethic, yeah. Don't be scared to don't make it up. Trust me no matter what happens, because I will stay by your side, and your whatever happens, remember that you can do anything you want. The longest pose that we ever had anyone do for us, I think, was 10 minutes? Because the whole idea, especially for animation students, is to get your drawing to be as loose as possible. Well, let's put it this way. When I was in that school, they had a 2% graduation rate. 2%. Did I graduate? No! Had a mental breakdown. And had to drop out. Nope, they were, this was, well, I mean, this was back in the early 2000s, but I was being taught by people who were from the animation industry who worked during the 90s. You made it or you lost. You just made it or you failed. Because there's a lot of people who like to draw cartoons, and there's not a lot of jobs, so they're only going to take the people who are fast, accurate, and can work long hours without stopping, ever. The body is 42. I'm ancient. So they were training us with the idea of crunch in mind. You know, before that became decried as an incredibly toxic practice, but it's still a thing. But back then, it was very much a accepted fact of you're going to be doing that. That's how it's going to be for you. Well, considering that all of us have gone dormant over the years and not all of us share like experience, no one's lived in the body this entire time except for Kat maybe. Fuck them kids. I mean, what? I identify as being like roughly 25-ish, and I think William's similar. Most people don't identify as being as old as the body is because none of us have been in the body long enough to be like, I feel 40 years old, or whatever the fuck a 40-year-old feels like. Chaos with a pinch of salt. I am surrounded by the bottom. Now you're red-handed. I see you in the dark. Like a bonfire, run for the flame. Eyes of your soul. I may leave this part of Photoshop. But I would get myself out this madness. If I could, I would get myself out this madness. If I could, I would get myself out this madness. If I could, I would get myself out this madness.
8 rounds in the 45, it go down. 8 rounds in the 45, it go down. Yeah. 8 rounds in the 45, it go down. 8 rounds in the 45, it go down. Yeah. Look, I was passing aggression, passive aggressiveness. I left him hanging like loose ties as loose ties. Either not, he begging to go or not. Depends on the situation. He going up like inflation. Fuck all the haters that said that he couldn't make it. My brother drowned in the lake. How could all you people mistake it? He fought hard for what he had. Murderers holding guns. You worried about all the extra till water gets in your lungs, nigga. Hey, how could you do this shit? How could you do this when you know I'm going through this shit? Real shit, G shit, I really do this shit. I ain't about it, but you know I'm walking through this shit. Look, 8 rounds in the 45, it go down. Look, 8 rounds in the 45, it go down. Look, 8 rounds in the 45, it go down. Yeah. 8 rounds in the 45, it go down. Yeah. 8 rounds in the 45, it go down. 8 rounds in the 45, it go down. Yeah. 8 rounds in the 45, it go down. 8 rounds in the 45, it go down, yeah. Look. Fuck, I ran, I hit the dealer. Serving Coke 45 at the bleachers. About to follow, I'm the leader. Hit the bitch, then I pass, I don't need her. But don't call Peter. Like the Griffins with the lowest with the Peter. At the pops, he be smoking gasoline. I cannot fuck with these Ninas. 8 rounds in the 45, it go down. 8 rounds in the 45, it go down. Yeah. 8 rounds in the 45, it go down. 8 rounds in the 45, it go down. Yeah. 8 rounds in the 45, it go down. 8 rounds in the 45, it go down. Yeah. 8 rounds in the 45, it go down. 8 rounds in the 45, it go down. Yeah.
I know it's supposed to be a Pope hat. I did ask the Chromies more details on the hat. And the mustache way too big, but I think it's cute with a big mustache. That, and then this one needs to be this. So it looks up, looks down. You gotta love the directions. You see the arrows here, really faintly. That's the direction to remind me what I'm doing when I'm sketching these out to actually put the direction of the face up and then down.
They've slipped out of my control and you know where they hide. Your love's a little heavy. You're touching me already and it's working up my nerves. You should probably forget me, 'cause you're terrified to get me when I'm at my worst. It's not too late to let you know that you're in
Love with a ghost, so run! La-da-da-da-da-da-da. Pack up your bags and run! La-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Once you see the truth, you'll be over it.
Run! La-da-da-da-da-da.
And when it's all said and done, you just gotta run. I could whisper sweeter things and back to me you'd crawl. Puppeteer your love for strings, but it's not love at all. My ego's still providing. I'm not the one who's driving, but I can't find the brakes. Yeah, girl, there's no denying that even though I'm trying, I'm your next mistake. I'm falling in deep. You should take
I'm gonna hit a save here.
it's not too
I mean, that's a whole mood too. Love with a ghost. Okay. I knew that I was gonna need to focus a little bit harder than playing Hearthstone was going to allow.
And when it's all said and done, you know you gotta run.
La, da, 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 da. Yep, this is a comic for the Chromies. They're paying us per page, which is amazing. So yeah, like I was saying, the concept of worrying about mistakes. You can literally see I drew a line here that doesn't belong. I haven't erased it yet, but it's still sitting there. Did I draw it perfectly the first time? No, I clearly didn't. I drew something else instead. So don't let a bad line or a shitty drawing get in your way of drawing. Also, hi Sable! It's been a while. Okay, I'm going to stop this for now because we are all still remaining careful with our Fingy because our Fingy got very badly hurt over the summer. That's a mood. As a person who I've literally had like weeks where like William would front almost all the time, and then I would stream, so you guys only see me, but I'm the only one streaming. William's running the show the rest of the time. What did I do to my finger? If you want to be okay, trigger warning, medical. Trigger warning, medical. It's gross, okay? But there are pictures on the Discord. If you scroll back up far enough in the Denbai on topic, you can see pictures that are hidden with spoiler quotes that describe what happened to my hacking finger. I got a teeny tiny wound on it, and my body, which has innumerous ridiculous issues, decided that instead of just scabbing over, it grew a whole hecking tumor on my finger that I balanced my stylus against. Oh, here. Sorry, we had to throw that on there as a moderator thing, cause we kept on getting art spammers who would like hit up anybody with VTuber in their thing and hit Discord and then immediately spam everybody on the list. I'm not a deep appreciator of the people who do that shit. They can go away. So yeah, it's just restricted to mods and me.